peace and being together and standing together. I love it. Well, Sri Nisargadatta wrote in his book, I Am That, wisdom tells me I am nothing. Love tells me I am everything. And between the two, my life flows. The life we live in this world flows in such a way. It flows between all and nothing. Between moments of silence and moments of such clarity that we can easily see our way through any moment. And in between those moments, we may experience times of feeling stressed and confused, and other times of feeling ease and trust, confident in ourselves and the world around us. Now, we could be content with our life and with the flow of appearances that come and go if we'd remind ourselves that the flow of our life gathers up our good forever, and that it also reveals lovingly what needs to be healed for us. But we just can't seem to leave well enough alone. Just let it flow. We react to life rather than letting it flow. We have a tendency to work hard at doing things in the world to make things happen, rather than remembering that it's the vibration of the thoughts we hold that makes things happen. We try to make a good outcome happen, and often our human persistence just gets in the way. Or we try to make the unwanted go away with the very energy we possess that allows it to stay right where it is. Now, as we said way last month, life may not do anything to us, but it does do everything for us. By matching our experiences with the vibrational, spiritual energy we emit with our thinking. It's just how it happens. The longer we focus on specific thoughts, whether we feel good as we do or we don't feel good as we do, whether we feel happy as we do or whether we feel angry as we do, the more permission we give those thoughts to hang out in our mind and affect our mood and attitude, and eventually to enter our visible space of experience in some way that matches them. And it's always the perfect match. Our life will be as good as we allow it to be, as it flows between wisdom and love, between silence and cosmic consciousness. And each moment it flows will be as hard or as easy as we declare it to be. Abraham Hicks tells us when you believe something is hard, the universe demonstrates the difficult. When you believe something is easy, the universe demonstrates the ease. Now, as we know, tomorrow is Labor Day, a day set aside for the fun of not laboring. It's a day that's intended to recognize the contributions of the workers in this country. Now, when we think of laborers, more often than not, we have images in our mind of people performing physical labor of every kind. Most of us don't think of someone sitting behind a desk in a high-rise as a laborer. Labor sounds like physical effort. But the word labor is defined in the dictionary as exerting one's powers of body and mind. To work or toil mentally as well as physically. I mean, ever feel exhausted by thinking so hard when your body wasn't doing anything at all? Overthinking can be far more tiring than overworking. Our physical body can rest and rejuvenate if we sit down or lie down. But all too often our mind continues its work. It's efforting no matter what we do. It struggles with unwanted situations and conditions and people and problems as if it's trying to bench press the whole world. Now it's hard to tell who's laboring the most simply by observing what they're doing, because it's not what we do, it's how we feel when we do it. Do we feel difficulty or ease? Do we feel burdened or happy? Someone sitting behind a desk, stressing over the task at hand or some other situation in their life, might be laboring far more than someone happily using the powers of their body without any mental resistance at all. No one can really measure how much effort we individually are putting into living our life. It's our own individual perception of living this life. Sri Nisargadatta wrote, "Whatever happens, happens to you, by you, through you. You are the creator, enjoyer, and destroyer of all you perceive." Which brings us to the title of today's talk, What is your RPE? You may be wondering, what is an RPE? RPE stands for the rate of perceived effort or exertion an individual personally feels when doing whatever they're doing. Trainers develop workout programs that are based on the effort someone should feel when they do that particular workout. And since it's not really possible for a trainer to measure how much someone is actually putting into their workout, they developed an RPE scale, a rate of perceived effort from 1 to 10. It goes like this. 1 is how much physical effort a person might exert when sitting on the couch. From 2 to 4 is how much physical effort a person would exert taking a walk. 5 to 8 is how much effort a person would physically exert hiking a mountain. And 8 to 10 is a full-on sprint. So the question this morning, and it's relevant, is if we were to notice how we're feeling each day, energized or lethargic, uplifted or downtrodden, full of vitality or just plain tired, What would be our mental RPE, our perceived effort in living our individual life? Do we believe life is hard? If so, our mental efforts in living this life will be right up there with a full-on sprint, even if we're sitting on the couch. But if we believe life can be easy, then as we read in the book of Isaiah, we will run and not grow weary, and we will walk and not faint. If we believe life is easy, the universe demonstrates the ease no matter how much activity may be going on in our life. And if we believe life is hard, we'll feel exhausted even before we get up in the morning. This next quote is attributed to Anonymous. Anonymous writes a lot of things. But I just like to, and we can all just feel good that this inspiration came into words somehow. It goes, peace does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things and still be calm in your heart. It feels good to work hard, physically and mentally, when we feel passion for what we're doing as we're doing it. And then when we've completed whatever it is, we can feel accomplished after we're done, happy and happily used up for the day. It's when we burden ourselves with tasks and responsibilities and obligations and doing just to get it done that living our life feels like an effort. And because our mind doesn't rest or rejuvenate when we sit down or lie down, it requires a gift from us. Before it does, our willingness to just give it a rest. When we live with the awareness that right now we are spiritual beings having a human experience for the fun of it, yeah, we came here to have some fun. And for the joy of creating our own particular version of an individual human life, when we realize that we're just here to go with the flow and that it can all be good, the more we're able to live with a peaceful mind and with a calm and happy heart. Not just when the results come in and we can see visibly that all is well. Not just when we get all of our ducks in a row and we think that, well, just for a moment we can breathe with ease. But right in the midst of noise and trouble and hard work, right in the midst of chaos and uncertainty in our individual experience and the world around us. I read this on Facebook the other day. It said, I don't have ducks or a row. I have squirrels, and they're everywhere. Well, this life can get pretty squirrely a lot of the time. Crazy, nutty, bonkers. But if we can allow ourselves to maintain a balance with the flow of our life, between what we see visibly and the invisible unseen that is no thing but is loving everything, we can feel joy, as we watch the ebb and flow of appearances in our life and experience a sense of ease and happiness, that same sense of ease and happiness about the what is that is taking us to what's next. In the same way that we feel ease and happiness watching squirrels at play. I mean, who knows what a squirrel's going to do next? But we know it's something that will make us laugh. If we do these things, then we can say, along with the great philosopher, Dr. Seuss, today was good. Today was fun. Tomorrow is another one. Tomorrow is the celebration of labor. Let us allow it to be a day of happiness and ease as well. Namaste.